Hello everyone. Today let's start with your chapter 1 from your snapshot book, that is the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. Now first let's start the introduction of the lesson. Now the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, it is written by William Saron. Now this story is about two Armenian boys who Aram and Murad. Okay, these are the two boys and they are Armenian boys and they belong to Gargolian family. Now their tribe is known for their honesty, for truthfulness. They are poor and can hardly earn money for food. Now they both long to ride a horse. As they are poor, they have never thought of riding a horse, so they have a temptation or a desire to ride a horse. Now Murad had stolen a horse from a farmer a month ago. So now Murad, what he has done, he has stolen a horse from a farmer a month ago. One early morning he brought it to the window of Adam and asked him to come along for a ride. They rode the horse for many days. When Adam gets to know that the horse is stolen, he gets stopped. He gets shocked. Fine. But discounts the stealing in his mind. He was like, I should not reveal this to anyone. One day the owner of the horse, whose name was John Barrow, comes to his house to complain about his missing horse to Uncle Khusro. One day on their way back to hide the horse on the deserted vineyard, they meet the owner and felt guilty at the end because they felt that they belong to a Gargolian family and that Gargolian family is known for their honesty. So they should not do such type of things. So in the next morning, they returned the horse to the owner's barn, right? Now let's see the complete detailed summary of this chapter. Now this story revolves around two poor Armenian boys, as I told you. Their names are Murad and Aram. They are member of Gargolian family. This also I have told you. The hallmark of their tribe are trust and honesty. The story begins in a mood of nostalgic. Adam, the narrator, was then a boy of 9. He is 9 years old, and his cousin Murad, a more adventurous boy but slightly crazy fellow, was of 13-year-old. Now the narrator, he remembers vividly the day when Murad came to his house at 4 in the morning and woke him up by tapping at the window of his room. And Adam jumped out of the bed, and when he looked out of the window, he couldn't believe what he saw. It was totally a dream coming true. His cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. Murad asked him to be quick if he wanted to ride. The narrator had a longing to ride, but his whole Gargolian family was poor, though well known for their trust and honesty, and he knows that he won't be able to ride a horse. The narrator knew that his cousin Murad could not have bought the horse, and if he could not have bought it, he must have stolen it. The narrator refused to believe he had stolen it because no member of the Gargolian family, as I told you, the hallmark of their tribe are trust and honesty, so could not be a thief. The narrator, Adam, asked Murad where he had stolen that horse. Murad did not reply, but asked him to leap out of the window if he wanted to ride. So he was also having a willingness to ride. So he knew that Murad was crazy regarding horses. Stealing a horse for a ride was not the same as stealing money or selling the stolen horse. Okay, so they according to him, he said, we are only going for a ride, rather we are not going to sell this stolen horse, so it's okay. Now the narrator leaped into his clothes. So the narrator leaped into his clothes. He jumped down to the yard from the window and leaped up on the horse behind his cousin Murad from their house in Walnut Avenue. Now, where they used to stay, their house was in Walnut Avenue. They reached Olive Avenue in less than 3 minutes. The horse began to trot as the air was fresh and lovely to breathe. Murad was considered one of the craziest member of their family. He begins to sing or rather roar. So he was like very adventurous and very chill out type of boy. They reached the open country and let the horse run as long as it felt like running. At last, Murad asked Aram to get down as he wanted to ride the horse alone because he was very crazy about the horses and all. So he said, Aram, please get down because now I want to ride the horse all alone. Aram asked him if he would let him ride alone, then only I will get down. Murad replied that it was up to the horse. I will allow you, but I don't know whether this horse will allow you. The narrator got down and his cousin Murad kicked his heel into the horse and shouted, Wazir, run! So the name of the horse is Wazir. The horse stood on its hind leg and snorted and ran forward at a fast speed. Murad raced the horse across a field of dry grass to an irrigation ditch. He crossed the ditch on the horse and 5 minutes later returned. He was dripping wet because of he was sweating very badly. The sun was coming up. Now the narrator leaped to the back of the horse. Now it was the turn of Aram to ride the horse, but the horse did not move. It was totally surprised. At the suggestion of Murad, he kicked into the muscles of the horse. It reared, snorted and began to run. The narrator didn't know what to do. Instead of running across the field to the irrigation ditch as Murad did, the horse ran down the road to the vineyard of Dikhrain Halabian and leaped over 7 vines before Aram fell. And now Aram fell down. Murad came running down the road. He was more worried about the horse because that horse was stolen. It was not their own horse than Aram. He was least bothered about Aram, rather he was more worried about the horse because now the horse has ran away. Both of them searched the horse in different direction and they were totally worried about the horse. It took Murad for half an hour to find the horse and bring him back. Murad hid the horse in a deserted vineyard belonging to farmer Fatehwazian. There were some oats and dry alfalfa in the barn. It occurred to narrator that Murad had been taking early rides for some time and had come to him that morning only, and he said that the way he is riding the horse and the way the horse is so familiar, it seems that it is not his first ride. He might have been riding for continuously for so many days, and that's why the horse is so familiar with him. Then he inquired, how long ago did you steal the horse? Murad did not like the question. The narrator rephrased it like, let me ask in this way now. How long did you begin riding every morning? He replied, not until this morning. It was totally clear. Aram knew that he is lying, but still he said not to argue. The narrator, he was obviously not speaking the truth, but he convinced Aram by saying so. Murad then told Aram that it was not easy to get the horse to behave so nicely. Then he said that don't think that I am so familiar. It is not so easy to make a horse to behave nicely. It needs skills. At first it wanted to run wild, but since he had a way with the horse, he developed an understanding with the horse. The narrator reached home and ate hearty breakfast. Now let's see what happens next. That afternoon, what happened? That afternoon, his uncle Khusro came to their house for coffee and cigarette. Okay? At that on that day, what happened? Their uncle Khusro, he came to their house for coffee and cigarette, and while he was having coffee and cigarette, at that same time, a farmer named John Byron, whose horse was being stolen, and he was like searching very madly. He was an Assyrian who, out of loneliness, had learned to speak Armenian. He was also served coffee and tobacco because of out of the hospitality. Signing sadly, he said that his white horse, which had been stolen last month, was still gone. Now, Uncle Khusro, as he was a very irritating and he was very out of patience person, he began to irritate and snubbed him for crying over a horse. He said, "Okay, every time when you meet me, you only cry for this. Please stop this all things." Farmer John Byrer was a large man with a gentle heart. He had to walk 10 miles to reach there, and his left leg pained him. He said that since he is not having his horse, so covering such a long distance is really very painful. The horse had cost him $60, and his surrey was no good without a horse. He said, "My occupation is such that without a horse, it's of no use." As soon as the farmer went away, Aram ran over his cousin Murad and told him everything. He asked Murad not to return it till he learned to ride. Now here he himself was very curious. He said, "Ki don't think that that person came searching the horse and now you will return out of fear. Please don't return till I also learn how to ride a horse." He suggested keeping it for a year or the next 6 months. Murad thought he was inviting Gergonian to steal. He decided to return the horse to its true owner every morning early morning. What happened? For 2 weeks they thought that they will be keeping. And Murad and Aram took the horse out of the barren, deserted vineyard, and they were hiding in it and rode it. Every morning the horse would leap over the grapevines and small trees and throw away Aram and ran away. Every time he always threw the Aram. Still, Aram hoped to learn to ride as Murad rode, and he was still having a hope that one day he will also ride the horse. One morning on the way to Fetawazian desert vineyard, the name is little bit very confusing, they came across from farmer John Byron, who was on his way to the town. Now all of a sudden they just met that farmer whose horse was being stolen by them only, by Murad actually. The farmer studied the horse eagerly and wished them good morning. And when he looked at the horse, he was like, "I have seen this horse." But still he said, "Okay, good morning." He asked the name of the horse. Murad replied that its name is My Heart. John Byron said, "A lovely name for a lovely horse." He was certain that it was the horse which had been stolen from him many weeks ago, and he asked him if he might look into the horse's mouth. On examining the teeth of the horse, the farmer was ready to swear that it is his own horse. But since the fame of their family was for honesty and was well known, he could not call it a stolen horse. And he said that since both the boys belong from Garalonian family and their tribe are known for honesty and truthfulness, then he said that this thing should not happen, and I think I am only wrong. Okay. Still, it was the twin of his horse. Early the next morning, the boys took the horse to John Byron's vineyard and put it in the barn. Murad put his arm around the horse and pressed his nose into the horse's nose, patted it, and then they went away. Murad was feeling little bit bad, but he knows that stealing is bad, and that too when he belongs to Gergolian family. That afternoon, John Byron came to their house in his surrey and showed the narrator mother that he has at last got his stolen horse, and that horse has returned. He was surprised to find the horse stronger than ever and better temperament. He said that I am surprised that whosoever has stolen, that person has taken care of horse so nicely, and now this horse is really having a better temperament. Initially he was very angry every time the horse was in angry mood, but now it has a better temperament. He thanked God. Uncle Khusro, who was in the parlor, became irritated and shouted again now you should be happy. Now at least don't pay no attention to it. At least now don't irritate me. So all of, in a nutshell, to sum up, the Summer of the White Horse, from this story we learn that the significance and necessity of honesty, even in the face of greed and desire. Even if you have a longingness, even if you have desire, even if you have greed to do something, one should not steal, one should not tell lies, fine, as and even if one has done any type of mistake, that person should accept, and as the both boys they have done. I hope the chapter is totally clear to you. If still you have any doubt, go through the PPT once again, read the summary once again, go through the each and everything step by step, and watch the video once again and clear your doubts. I hope everything is clear. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye everyone.